Sound: low thunder rolling through distant mountains, wind howling faintly across open plains. Visual: a wide satellite shot of Earth, storms spinning like living creatures across the oceans, lightning flickering at night. The Earth breathes through storms, it sighs through wind, screams through thunder, and whispers through silence. Every gust, every wave, every spark of lightning is the pulse of a planet alive. Yet we still mistake calm for safety. Above us, the sky hides energy beyond imagination. Below us, the crust hums with pressure and fire. Together, they shape the world we call home and remind us how fragile that home truly is. Sound: thunder builds, ocean roars. Visual: a hurricane forming over the Caribbean, its spiral tightening with terrifying precision. Hurricanes begin as whispers of heat. Warm ocean waters breathe vapor upward, and what rises begins to spin. As air rushes in, pressure falls, and a vast machine of wind awakens. From orbit, it looks like art: spiraling clouds, perfect in geometry. But inside, chaos reigns. Winds above 150 miles per hour tear roofs from houses. Storm surges rise like walls of liquid glass. The calm eye offers illusions: silence wrapped in fury. In 2005, Katrina swallowed New Orleans beneath water and wind. In 2013, Haiyan flattened the Philippines with gusts that screamed at 195 miles per hour. Each name is a scar etched on the memory of humanity. Sound: deep whooshing gusts, rain hammering on metal. Visual: time-lapse of a storm rolling over endless plains, lightning arcing from cloud to ground. On land, heat and cold wage their own wars. In the vast heart of North America, warm Gulf air collides with cold northern winds, and the sky begins to twist. A tornado is born. It is air-turned weapon spinning at over 300 miles per hour, ripping trees from the ground, flinging cars like toys. For those who see it, the sight is both beautiful and horrifying. A column of raw motion, alive and merciless. Joplin, Moore, Tuscaloosa. Each name whispers the same truth: nature needs only minutes to rewrite a landscape that took decades to build. Sound: a sharp thunderclap, high-frequency crackles of electricity. Visual: lightning bolts branching across a dark sky, sprites and blue jets flashing above the clouds. Lightning is the handwriting of the heavens, written in blinding fire. One bolt carries 1 billion volts, heating the air to 5 times the temperature of the sun's surface. It splits trees, melts sand, and powers the sky's own symphony. Some forms defy reason: lightning floating through windows, glowing orbs hovering in storms, red sprites leaping upward toward the edge of space. For centuries, they were legends told by sailors and soldiers, until modern cameras proved them real. Even now, their secrets remain unsolved. Science explains much, but the sky still keeps its mysteries. Sound: rain slows to soft drizzle, faint thunder echoing far away. Visual: flooded city streets reflecting lightning, cars half submerged. Rain brings both life and loss. It builds rivers, nourishes forests, feeds fields. But when the sky forgets to stop, it becomes a weapon. Monsoons flood cities for weeks. Droughts follow, cracking the land open like old parchment. In Bangladesh, the Bola cyclone of 1970 erased 500,000 lives, not by wind, but by rising water. Sometimes, the deadliest force is not what we see, but what surrounds us. Sound: low rumble from beneath, faint roaring like a furnace awakening. Visual: volcanic plume rising into storm clouds, lightning flashing inside the ash. Not all storms belong to the sky. Some rise from within the earth itself. A volcano is pressure given form, a wound in the planet's skin. When magma meets the open air, it births not just flame but lightning, tens of thousands of strikes per minute within clouds of ash. In 1883, Krakatoa tore itself apart, its explosion heard across oceans. The sky darkened for months. Sunsets glowed blood red. In 2022, Hunga Tonga's eruption blasted ash 35 miles high, creating a shockwave that circled the globe. Volcanoes don't just reshape land, they rewrite atmosphere and history alike. Sound: deep hum, faint auroral static. Visual: auroras blooming over Arctic ice, reflecting on frozen seas. Yet not all power destroys, some paints. The aurora dances above the poles, a ballet of electrons colliding with air. Green, purple, crimson, each color, a note in a cosmic song played by the sun. These lights are born from solar storms, invisible tempests that travel millions of miles through space before brushing Earth's magnetic field. In 1859, one such storm, the Carrington event, turned night into day. Telegraphs sparked into flame. If the same event struck now, satellites could fall silent, power grids could fail, and our digital world would vanish into dark. Beauty and danger share the same light. Sound, hot wind whistling across dunes, distant crack of thunder visual, shifting sand dunes under blazing sun. The desert is another kind of storm, frozen, not in ice, but in silence. In Death Valley, ground temperatures reach 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Air shimmers, rocks burn to dust, and even shadows seem to melt. Yet life endures. Lizards drink from dew. Seeds sleep for years, waiting for a single drop of rain. Meanwhile, at the opposite extreme, the cold of Antarctica drops below -128 degrees. Metal shatters. Air itself becomes crystal. Fire and frost, two sides of the same coin, sculpting the boundaries of existence. Sound, deep ocean swell, sudden crash of a wave. Visual, enormous rogue wave towering above a cargo ship. Ocean dark and endless. Beneath the surface, other storms awaken. Rogue waves, giants rising from nowhere, can reach over 90 feet tall. One moment.com, the next, destruction. Entire vessels have vanished without distress calls, swallowed whole by a single wall of water. And deep below, invisible tempests stir. Underwater currents strong enough to bend steel. Whirlpools like living vortices that twist reality. In Norway's Saltstraumen or Japan's Naruto Strait, the sea reveals its hunger, churning with hypnotic fury. Sound, muffled crack of ice, creaking under pressure. Visual, glaciers calving into sea, towers of ice collapsing in slow motion. Even frozen worlds have tempests of their own. Ice seems still, but it moves slow, ancient, unstoppable. When the Larsen Sea ice shelf broke, it released an iceberg the size of Delaware. The Thwaites Glacier, the so-called Doomsday Glacier, holds enough water to raise seas worldwide by several meters. Each crack, each fracture, is a whisper of time running out. Yet even here, beauty endures. Brinicles, icy fingers of death, reach downward through the sea, freezing life in their path. Nature sculpts art from cruelty. Sound, distant thunder fading into soft piano and wind. Visual aerial montage of disasters and regrowth, cities after storms, forests regreening, volcanoes glowing under stars. We call them disasters, but the earth calls them renewal. Storms cool oceans. Lightning feeds soil with nitrogen. Volcanoes build islands. Ice shapes valleys that hold rivers for generations. These forces are not villains, they are cycles. But humanity, in its brief blink of time, has begun to shift the balance. As oceans warm, storms intensify. As air thickens with carbon, droughts deepen. Nature responds, not in anger, but in equilibrium. Sound, gentle wind, distant rumble like a heartbeat. Visual, scientists observing weather data, satellites orbiting Earth, storm chasers facing tornadoes. We are not powerless witnesses. We are students of a restless world. Satellites map every cyclone. Supercomputers predict their path. Storm chasers race toward danger, not for thrill, but for understanding. Preparedness is the opposite of fear. It is the art of listening before chaos speaks. Each discovery, each measurement, is humanity's way of learning the rhythm of the planet that made us. Sound, storm quieting, rain softening to a drizzle. Visual, a child's hand reaching out a window to catch falling rain. Reflection of clouds moving across glass. The earth does not rage to destroy, it rages to breathe. Every storm is an exhale, every flood a heartbeat, every lightning flash a pulse of renewal. From hurricanes that erase coastlines, to glaciers that carve continents, to deserts that sing with silence, the planet tells its story in motion. We are not separate from it, we are written within it. Sound, wind fading to stillness, faint birdsong returning. Visual, earth from space, clouds swirling, aurora shimmering at the poles. The storms will come again, the oceans will rise, the deserts will burn, and the ice will weep. Yet in every cycle, life finds its way.